YouTube. Today on the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a summertime book haul. So I don't really have like a good theme for this book haul. It's just all books I've picked up this summer so far. So summertime book haul. Starting things off, I have Just One of the Groomsmen by Cindi Madsen. This was sent to me by the publisher Entangled. This is a friends to lovers romance. And it's with Addison and Tucker. It's kind of like a small southern town feeling type of thing. It is about this woman who is very much one of the guys and her friend who is starting to realize, oh wow, you have girl parts and they're nice girl parts. And it's kind of they're like trying to go from friends into lovers, and you know there's probably going to be some drama along the way, but it seems definitely like a rom-com. Like, tell me this isn't a rom-com, it's impossible. And it just seems really funny and sweet and cute, and I just like them. I like a good friends to lovers romance. More so than enemies to lovers, because I'm like, I just want people to be nice to each other, and then also bang. So I also picked up Spyder Game by Christine Feehan. I got this at a library book sale, mainly just because the cover, it looks very provocative. And I did actually do this for a while, like silks. I used to take classes in it, so I was like, oh, silks! And I got excited. And it does take place in New Orleans area because it says Cajun. Cajun is a second word in this blurb. So it's kind of about like a dive bar, a Cajun dive bar. And it's about this woman, Cheyenne, who's kind of like a Black Widow type of character. And then this other guy who's hunting her, and he's a ghost walker. Because that's part of this series, the Ghost Walker series. I don't necessarily know what ghost walkers are. I assume they hunt things because I just like deduced that from the blurb. But I mean, it has Cajun on the back cover, it has a silks dancer on the front, so I was like, everything. It just from like those two things, I would find it interesting, it would intrigue me, and yeah, I picked it up. Eventually I'll read it. I've keep meaning to try Christine Feehan, and I don't get around to it, so I'm gonna change that. I need to change that. I also picked up Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I have been hearing nothing but amazing things about this, and I also think Tessa Bailey's doing a signing in Los Angeles this summer, so I was like, ooh, I should pick this up and read it. And this is kind of also a little bit of a friends to lovers type romance. It's about a woman named Georgie who basically is having a hard time in her love life because she is like a clown for children's parties. It's her job. And I fully understand her problem. It's just like, not a lot of people want to have a night of hot sex with a town clown, you know? It's not a sexy profession. Basically, she wants to become known as more of a sexual human being. And in comes Travis, who is one of her brother's friends, and he used to be a pro baseball player until an injury ruined his career. So now he like flips houses for a living. And she's like, hey, you're the town bad boy, and you're like sexy and stuff. Let's fake date. And people will think I'm sexy, and then I will get nailed. So that's the idea here. So it is a fake dating, friends to lovers romance, and I love both of those tropes so much. I don't know what it is about fake dating, it just gets me, because they always fall in love for real, and I love it. There's a lot of house flipping in it. There is kind of a My Fair Lady vibe, and it is a big old rom-com smutty romance, and I'm totally into it. I was at a library book sale, and I found The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, and I was like, oh no, I was so excited. That was like my body. I was so excited about it. I read The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, so this is a book I have read, but I did not own yet. And it is kind of, it's kind of like if the Jungle Book was told in a cemetery with ghosts. That's the best way to describe it. It's about this young boy who grows up in a cemetery being raised by like ghosts and ghouls and stuff. So it's very Neil Gaiman spooky, like his like vibe, but it's his take on the Jungle Book essentially. And I don't necessarily remember the end of this, honestly. It's been probably 4 or 5 years since I've read this, so I don't really remember how this ends. I'm pretty sure the boy leaves the graveyard. Like, you know, the Jungle Book, this is probably gonna have a similar ending. So I don't remember a lot of details, but I do remember the basic idea behind the book. So I was just like excited that I got it because I read it so long ago, and I was like, oh, I don't own you. Yay. So this is quite the find for a library book sale. I was proud of it. At that same library book sale, I got this whole trilogy. and they were selling it for $1 for the whole trilogy. Oh my gosh, 3 books for $1. First, I have The Hundredth Queen by Emily R. King, then The Fire Queen, and then The Rogue Queen. So they all have beautiful covers. They all seem like Indian inspired, and I actually have Hundredth Queen. I think it was like an Amazon Prime first reads book, so I got it for free. I have it on my Kindle somewhere, and I was like, oh, they're cute. These are like pretty covers. I want to read something Indian inspired because I haven't read something Indian inspired that I've loved yet, so I'm still looking for that next book. And I was like, ooh, 3 for $1. I'm like, well, it's 3 for $1. I might as well get the whole series. So it's kind of basically, you know, a girl who just wants to have a simple life and not be a concubine or a wife or anything, gets kidnapped by the evil Raja, and now she has to like fight to the death between her and 99 other ladies to be his wives / courtesans. So she's having a rough time. And then the only solace she has is like the guard that like was sent to pick her up, I guess. So and she also has powers somehow. There's like this magical power in her, so there's like magical powers, there's evil Raja, there is like fights to the death, and it's Indian inspired, and I'm really interested in it. I think it's worth at least trying a couple chapters to see like if it's gonna hook my attention. Plus I got it for so cheap, like so cheap, it's totally worth it. And if I like it, hey, I got the next 2 books, so winning. At that same library book sale, I managed to pick up Tricksters Queen by Tamora Pierce. Now, Tamora Pierce is an author I've been wanting to try a lot lately. She is kind of like a legend in the fantasy genre, and I haven't read a single book by her. What is going on? This is actually a sequel, so this is sequel to Trickster's Choice, so I believe it's probably book 2 of a series. And I just grabbed it because it said Tamora Pierce, and I want to read something by her, so maybe I'll try to get like Trickster's Choice from my library so I can just already have the second book. I think this book is basically told from 4 perspectives, and it's kind of like a revolutionary time period, and there's spies, there's courtesans, it's very all fantasy. You know, in fantasies you're always overthrowing somebody, so it's very much fantasy revolution story, and I don't know. I want to read Tamora Pierce because I haven't read anything by her. I recently went to the book signing for Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. This was recommended to me by my friend Delara. They said that they really, really loved this book and I should try it out, so I was like, alright, I believe you. We have similar tastes a lot of the times, so they told me about this signing and we went together. And Magic for Liars seems legitimately amazing. I am so glad I own this right now. I'm so hyped to read it right now. You don't even know. You don't even know. I'm gonna tell you. Magic for Liars, it's kind of like noir Harry Potter. That should have sounded amazing to everybody, but in case it didn't, I'll go on. This is following Ivy. She is a private investigator, and in this world, magic is real, and you either have it or you don't. It's not something you can learn. It's not a meritocracy. You either are born with it or you are not born with it. There's no way to obtain it without being born with it. And in this world, there is a magical schools throughout the country so you can learn it. I don't know if there's multiple or just one, but in this one, we're dealing with one magical school in particular. Because at this magical school, someone has been murdered. So they come up to Ivy and they're like, hey, Ivy, you need to figure out who killed this lady. And the reason they choose Ivy is because her twin sister is at that school, because her twin sister has magic and Ivy does not. So it is much more complex than just noir Harry Potter, but that is a big start of it, and it's also very funny, it's snarky, it's a crime story, and it's noir Harry Potter. Like, why I'm trying to like say it's not that, but it is. And I'm so into it. I'm so into it. I want a good like magical murder mystery. It sounds so good. I'm so excited I have this. I also went to a signing for Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Leanna from Leanna's Library and we buddy read Enchantment of Ravens, and we both absolutely loved it, so we're like, ooh, she has a new book, oh, she's doing a signing, let's go. So we went to the signing, and I am so down to read this. I absolutely loved her previous book, so I have really high hopes for this one. It is also a standalone book, which is nice because it's hard waiting for a next sequel to come out. So besides, I just like a nice standalone. Just tell me one story and have it be done at the end of it, you know? This one in particular is really cool because it's about like magical librarians. And I was like, I'm a naughty librarian, but I wouldn't mind being magical. In this book, librarians would carry a sword more so than, you know, any other piece of equipment, because in this world, books are kind of sentient. You can have a grimoire that's like full of good magic and it's probably a really nice, you know, nice tempered, even tempered book. And then if you have a grimoire that's full of really dark, evil magic, it's going to be a real nasty book and you're going to have to keep it locked up in a cell because it'll probably try to murder people. So these books have like their own temperaments and they're kind of sentient and can hurt people. So the librarians are actually like the keepers of all these books. And I don't really know much more than that. And I kind of don't want to. Like, I'm really tempted to open this and start reading the blurb, but I don't want to. I want to go in just knowing magical library and librarians carrying swords. Like, you wouldn't need to tell me any more than that to make me interested in it. So I'm going to go in not knowing much more about it, I think. I mean, I can't guarantee I'm not going to like get too curious to not read this blurb, but I'm holding back for now. Also, I got a big box. Oh my goodness gracious. My friend Bethany from Bookish Bethany sent me a box of goodies. I figured I would just unbox it all on camera because there's a bunch of really good stuff in here. I am super excited. Bethany is a beautiful friend to have. I love her to bits because she went to BEA Bookcon and she sent me some stuff from there. First thing in the box was a little sampler of Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. This is like a graphic novel she's going to be writing, and I think it's kind of about these teens who work at a pumpkin patch together. And it's a little sampler of it, or maybe it's like actually issue 1. I'm not sure if they're going to put these out in single issues or if it's just going to always be a graphic novel, but it seems like it's probably like issue 1. She also sent me a sampler of Supernova, and this is like a thick sampler. Is this, like, usually samplers are like 15 pages or something. This is 76 pages. Oh my gosh. It's like fair, like probably 20% of the book they just sent me. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, I really want to like this series from Marissa Meyer because I love Lunar Chronicles. I loved it to bits. And then this series has been like such a failure for me for so many things. Except for the covers. The covers are fan-freaking-tastic. This is a gorgeous cover. But the contents of the stories are not that good. However, who am I kidding? I'm probably still going to read Supernova because I'm a monster and I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'm going to need a minute because I just saw the next thing in the box. Oh my gosh, Bethany. She sent me Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha and Ngan. This is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire. And you guys, guess what? It's signed to me. She got this signed to me. She's my friend. You can't have her. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. This is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I am over the moon excited right now. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna hold it for a minute. I will cut and come back. She also sent me a copy of The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg, and I've been wanting to read this so much. Bethany said she loved it. It was one of her favorite books of the year so far, and she went to a book signing for it, so I did ask her to send me a copy. So this one is signed. This is when I knew it was coming, because I asked her to get it for me. But I'm really into it. It's kind of like Westworld meets Disney. There is this amusement park based on like fairy tales, and then someone gets killed and everyone thinks it's the Snow White robot that did it. And I don't know much more than that, but I'm like, all you had to say is Westworld meets Disney, and I'm like, tell me more. So I'm super interested in reading this. I think it's going to be really good. Let alone just the cover's amazing, but like, I think it's going to be awesome. Last book in the box is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. So now I have 2 copies of this book because my other one's right there. And that one has sprayed edges and it's signed. And then Bethany's like, oh, I'm going to a book signing with the author. So I was like, oh, I forgot I ordered that one in the past. So I asked her to pick me up a copy. So I do now have a personalized signed copy. So now I have 2 books. Got two copies of it. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe one of these will be a giveaway. I have to see how I feel, because I might just hoard them like a creepy book dragon. Who knows? And those were it for the books in the box. There was also like a couple little like bookmarks and some goodies and stuff. But yeah, those were the books. Okay, so this was like a fun little haul. I got some really good things, some things I've been wanting to read, some things I just found and seemed interesting, or maybe just that author I've always wanted to read before. So I think it's a good little summery mix of books. It's like a summer book mix of book haul mix. I've had a lot of wine today. What I was trying to say, this was a fun summer book haul. Those are all the right words in the right order. Let me know in the comments down below, have you read any of these books? If so, which ones are your favorites? Which ones are your least favorites? Let me know which one should be at the top of my TBR list. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!